Here we go. Welcome, guys. Can you hear me okay? Let me turn the music down a little bit. Still have the same super wonky microphone setup, so if you're having trouble hearing me, let me know. I'm kind of far away from my microphone, like a foot further than I normally am, so I turned everything up and hopefully that'll fix it. But I'm in the market for a new microphone stand because my old one broke. It is what it is. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. What's on your mind? The stream is called Talking Star Wars, but you guys know how we do it around here. If you don't want to talk about Star Wars, we don't have to. We can talk about whatever you want, man. Anything and everything. So, what's on your mind? Anything Star Wars, new Star Wars shit lately that you've been reading or playing? Watching anything? Dude, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm super tired. We spent all day. We blew up this big like inflatable kid pool that has like a slide and shit like that on it. And we just sat back there in the backyard all day long. I put together a new grill. We sat in the backyard in the little pool. I'm tired. The sun kicked my ass today. But yeah. Anyway, Swish Fish and Jedi Master Troy, thank you both so much for the first super chats, channel support of the stream. I greatly appreciate that. Swish says, evening. I hope your weekend was solid. I'm working on a game for Adventure Jam about a kid lost in a supermarket. Won't be here long, but enjoy the stream. That is a fun idea for a game. Let me pull this up. I've never heard of Adventure Jam. Adventure Jam. A game jam. So is it like a create an adventure game in 2 weeks? Adventure Jam. Huh. Create an adventure game in 2 weeks. We've seen adventure games grow and evolve so much, blah, 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 blah. There are no themes to follow when participating. That is a really fun idea, Swish. I've never heard of Adventure Jam. I wouldn't know how to go about making my own video game. Maybe that's crazy. What a fun idea. That's a really good idea for a game, Swish. I love that. Have they done this before? Let's see. Tools and resources. About us. When did they start doing this? This is cool. Huh. I'll have to look more into this, Swish, but I love the idea of that of a game. I don't know what tone you're going for. I don't know if it's going to be like a fun I don't know, and you only have 2 weeks to work on it, right? So yeah, who knows? But what a cool idea. And I'm going to look into this a little bit more. The Adventure Jam thing, because I don't know, that sounds awesome. That sounds cool. People trying to get together a video game in 2 weeks. No. Anyway, I appreciate that, Swish. Cheers. And the weekend was good and relaxing, and went to some breweries yesterday, got some dinner. You know, we do the same things all the time. It's fun. Jedi Master Troy, good to see you, Troy. Troy says, hey, she went to the Indy 500 today for the first time and got to see Kylo Ren, a.k.a. Adam Driver, wave the green flag. No kidding. Did you watch the race? No, I'm not really into racing or NASCAR or anything like that. That's pretty cool. Did you know he was going to wave the green flag going into it? That's pretty fun. No, I didn't watch the race. I can't tell you the last time I ever watched. I don't think I've ever sat down to actually watch a like a NASCAR race on the TV. Now, I did go down for the Daytona 500 because when I was in the Navy, they gave away a bunch of tickets to people like in my squadron, and they gave me a ticket. And I went down there with some of my other buddies, my other Navy buddies, and oh, one sec.
Took your suggestions to heart. While I don't intend on changing the current story, by toying with writing 2 standalone prequels, one for each character before they meet, not origin stories.
Nice, Oscar. I appreciate that, man. Give me one sec. Give me one sec. Oh, you didn't know it was a surprise? That's even better, man. That is even better. That's awesome. But no, I've only been to one race. Again, it was like a free ticket from MWR, which is like I don't even know what that stands for. Basically, they do a lot of stuff for military and whatnot, and they gave us a bunch of free tickets, my squadron, and a bunch of us went down there, and it was crazy. It was a shit show. I don't even know how to describe it. Me and my buddy had nowhere to stay. We had nowhere to sleep, and obviously we weren't going to drive home at like 3 in the morning. So we found this. We paid, I think it was like 300 something bucks for this, something that you would see in like a Coen Brothers movie. But no, like this, it was disgusting. It was a disgusting 1-room hotel they had left that it looked like somebody was fucking murdered. It was disgusting. It was the most disgusting hotel I've ever stayed in, and we paid like top dollar for it because we were so desperate. Yeah, I was 21 years old, and that was 16 years ago, and it was it was a weird day. It's 3 in the morning, and we do not have a place to stay. What are we going to do? But anyway, Troy, I'm glad you had a good time, man. And I'm glad you what a fun surprise for sure. And yeah, it was pretty terrible, Troy. It was a fun day, and then it was kind of like panicking, and we just kind of like bounced from bar to bar, and like, I don't know, man, Daytona 500, Daytona at, after midnight, even if you're with a bunch of sailors, it's a little weird and sketch and loud, and I just wanted to go to bed, but we didn't have one. But we found one. It was gross. Oscar Rodriguez, thank you so much, man. Oscar says, hey, G, I took your suggestions to heart. While I don't intend on changing the current story, I'm toying with writing 2 standalone prequels, one for each character before they meet. I like that. Not origin stories. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, if you started writing this story, I mean, things ebb and flow and change all the time, right? But if you sat on it, and if you thought about it, and if in your heart of heart and your heads of heads, you decided to kind of stick with your plan, then you probably made the right decision, right? You did make the right decision. Because I'm sure you have this thing plotted out for the most part. I'm sure you have an idea of where this story's going and how you want to complete it. And to throw an entirely new idea in there, well, it might be fun. It might kind of change things up a little too much from your original intentions, So, yeah, if that's where your gut went, then absolutely you made the right decision, right? Absolutely. And you can always write more stories. As you said, you're writing 2 standalone prequels. You can always write those. You can continue the story onward for a sequel even, and introduce the character that you mentioned last stream. So write this story, and then you can continue it on. So, yeah, man. Yeah, you made the right decision for sure. And hey, maybe in 2 weeks or so, you decide to change it up again. Nothing wrong with that. These things are, if you're in the process of writing something, it's an evolving, living thing, right? And there's no rules. There's no rules. But cheers, Oscar. I appreciate that, man. Keep it up. Keep it up. I can't believe the channel's been around for 8 years, Lewis. been around for 12 years, which is mind-blowing to me, but yeah. Adventure Jam runs once a year. Oh, and he's been doing it for like 10 years now? Wow, that's crazy. Wow. Boba Fett says if you live in California, they're playing playing Star Wars in a theater in July, episode 4 to 6 in Santa Ana, California. Nice. There you are. It's a big state. I don't know where you live in California, but if you're in California, you know, maybe you can make a trip, see it on the big screen, right? Oscar Rodriguez, once again, thank you so much. Oscar says, I intend for it to be an episodic series. There you go. Yeah, so all these ideas, you know, that you have that are kind of ping-ponging in your head for this current book that you feel like maybe you want to put in there, but you don't want to kind of change up your original intentions, you know, they can always be tacked on to, you know, a future story. So yeah, by all means. I mean, that makes you don't lose these ideas. I'm sure you won't. I'm sure you're taking notes and all sorts of stuff. But you know, keep these other ideas jotted down, and you know, maybe they'll find their way into a future episode. You know? You never know. You never know. But there you go. Hell yeah, Oscar. I appreciate it, man. Do-do-do. Mm-hmm. What's up, 80s kid from the 90s? Question, Greedo. If you time travel back to the 80s, which year would you... Wait, which year would be for which movie to watch in theaters? Oh, man. Oh, man. If I go back in time... First of all, if I had a time machine, I would never want to go back in time. Like, I'm perfectly fine with history being a little... you know, wishy-washy, and I'm perfectly fine with the unknowns of history, and I have no desire to kind of like live through time periods that have already happened. If I had a time machine, I would want to go into the distant future, like 1,000 or 2,000 years from now, and see what we do. So like that's my broad answer to the time machine question. But if I had to go back to the 80s in a time machine, man, I would go back to see... when did The Right Stuff come out? 82? Let me see. The Right Stuff. Maybe 83. 83. 1983. I would go back in time to watch The Right Stuff in the movie theater. It's a movie... It's in my top 5. Sometimes it's my favorite movie of all time. The Right Stuff is a movie about... basically, it's about America. It's the birth of America's space program. And you're pretty much following the Mercury 7 astronauts, America's first astronauts. And you're also following Chuck Yeager, the man who broke the sound barrier. It's an amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, it's like 3.5 hours long. But it is fun. It's adventurous. It's funny. All the characters, there's such great characters. I would go back in time to see The Right Stuff in 1983. That's the movie I'd want to go see in the movie theater when it first came out. But you might say, oh, Return of the Jedi. But I mean, I've seen it enough. I'd like to go... I've seen the Return of the Jedi in the movie theater a few times. I'd like to go see The Right Stuff in the movie theater. You know? Maybe with like modern cinema technology. Are you a Heat fan, Ben? Now, dude, honestly, I don't watch basketball. I don't know much about basketball. I couldn't tell you who's in the. I don't even know what's going on right now. Is it like the championships? I have no idea. I couldn't tell. I'm not I like, sometimes I like watching it, but usually it's when, college basketball, March Madness, and all that stuff. That's the only time I ever really enjoy sitting down and watching it. But no, I'd for whatever reason, basketball is one that hasn't really captured my interest, I guess. Yeah, I like football. I'm a fan of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I used to have season tickets. That was years ago. But, yep. We always enjoy our football Sundays. What's up, Luke? Which game developer would you want to make a Star Wars game, and which genre and Star Wars time period? Golly. I don't know specifically what developer I would like to make. Maybe, is it THQ? Is that what they are? THQ. Yeah, THQ. I would like THQ to make isn't they, don't they make Company of Heroes? Company of Hero. Oh, maybe they don't. I thought they did. Yeah, okay. So, Relic Entertainment, Feral Interactive, published by THQ. Okay, developed by Relic and published by THQ. I would love a modern Star Wars RTS done in the style of Company of Heroes. I loved the first Company of Heroes when it came out. The second one's great too. The third one is coming out, or maybe it's already out. I'm not sure, but I just, to the original Company of Heroes, to me, it's just like the perfect real-time strategy game. You can get really deep in the weeds. You can get really micromanagey with your units. More so than like an Age of Empires, right? Age of Empires, you make a bunch of units and you rush in, and it's kind of like StarCraft and all that stuff. But Company of Heroes, there's like an extensive cover system. There's multiple sides to every vehicle, and they're weaker or stronger depending on where like the munitions hit and stuff like that. It's a very I don't know, it's a very, there's more to it than like a StarCraft, and Company of Heroes is like my favorite RTS of all time. So I think Star Wars RTS that's as detailed of Company as Company of Heroes would be incredible. Do you think the future will end up like Star Trek? 80s kid from the 90s. I'm a very optimistic person, but and I would love for the future to be like Star Trek, exploring and discovering for the sake of, I don't know, information, for the sake of knowledge. It's a very optimistic show and an optimistic story, especially something like The Next Generation, right? I would love if the future was like that. Do I think that's going to happen? No, I don't. Not in the near future, not even in the distant future. Maybe in the far, far, far off distant future, but human beings are messy. Human beings have too many conflicting ideas. Human beings are too easily manipulated and led to worry about dumb shit. Human beings are so quick to argue and think they're right. Human beings are messy. So I unfortunately, I don't see a future where the Star Trek optimism is a reality, you know. But yeah. Yeah, is Empire at War is the last one we got? That's crazy. When was that, like 2005? 2006, okay. Yeah, we're due for a new Star Wars RTS. That isn't a mobile game. Wow. Damn, I'm tired. The sun beat me down today. We like I said at the beginning of the stream, we have this. Actually, last summer, my daughter had some birthday money, and we took her to Target, and we were like, you know, you got this birthday money, you can get whatever you want. And I thought she was just gonna buy the first thing that she saw, right? But she didn't. She was 4 years old at the time. And she took her time, and what she settled on was this huge inflatable kiddie pool with two sections, a deep end and a shallow end, and it has a water slide, and it shoots water out of a fountain, and like it's this big fun big kiddie pool with the slide, and it's awesome. And she picked that. So all last year, if we didn't feel like going up to our community pool or the beach, we just blow that thing up in the backyard, fill it up, and sit out there for hours. And that's what we did today too. We were out there for like 6 hours, and eating boiled peanuts and just drinking sangria that my wife made and having popsicles. It was a good time. But that sun, man, it makes you sleepy. I'm a sleepy boy right now. Freddie, I've never seen Downton Abbey. My wife was really into it. She watched it all. But I'm a big fan of The Crown. I think The Crown is incredible. We actually haven't finished the latest season, but we watched all the previous seasons, and it's an amazing show. It's so well done. So well done. It was a great Sunday. Lazy. I put together our new grill. It was a good time. Yeah, I'm excited for the Succession finale, Christian. We actually got all caught up last night. So we watched episode 9 last night. Hopefully I'll be able to stay up for the finale. It comes out at 9, right? Eastern time? Is that right? 9 Eastern time? If it does come out at 9 Eastern time, I think I'll be able to stay up. I think I'll be able to stay up and watch it. I don't know how they're going to tie it all together. I have no idea what they're going to do. But yeah, it's a great show. The finale is going to be 90 minutes long. Oh, damn it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. No promises. I might do a stream on Tuesday night, and I'll be like, yeah, we haven't watched it yet. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we need to finish. The problem is, Troy, we're watching so many different shows right now. We're finishing Succession. We got this last finale. We're watching Barry. We're watching Mrs. Maisel. What else are we watching? We started something else. We were watching the last season of The Crown, and for whatever reason, we stopped watching that. I feel like we started watching something else too. I can't remember. It's hard to keep up, especially with my schedule. No, I've never seen What About Bob. I've heard of it. I don't know anything about it, but no, never seen it. Beef. I've heard of that. Don't know anything about it either. Oh my God, I'm tired. I'm in a daze, man. But I'm going to stick this thing out to the hour. I might fall asleep on microphone, but I'm going to stick this thing out, man. I'm trying to think of the last movie we watched, Troy. We watched something recently. I can't remember what it was, though. Oh, it was Air. Air with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. And it was good, but it was just like... Air was just a movie. It was just a movie. It had characters and a story, and it was just a movie. It was just like, I don't know how else to put it. It was just like movie. Nothing too crazy, nothing too exciting, nothing all that interesting. I mean, it's worth watching. I'm surprised it got such good reviews. I mean, it was good, but it was just like, just a movie. Yeah. A lot of the times, man, like, my daughter will go to bed, and then it'll be 9 o'clock. Like, after this stream, it'll almost be 9 o'clock, and we'll probably watch the finale of Succession. But if we don't, we'll probably just watch, like, an episode of Good Mythical Morning and crash, because I know we're both super tired. Yep, we watched Breaking Bad as it was coming out. So we'd have like Breaking Bad parties with my friend and family, and we would watch Breaking Bad, and yeah, we watched every episode as it aired. So, which is rare. A lot of the times, we're kind of late to the party with shows, and we'll start watching something after it's been off the air for a while. But Troy, yeah, they started at the station. They started A Man Called Otto like a couple months ago, and they started a little late. I like to go to bed by 10:30, 11 at the station, and I was like, I can't stay up because you're getting woken up multiple times a night for calls, and I try to get up as much possible sleep as I can. So I bailed on the movie, and I liked what I saw, but I don't really remember much of it. I have not seen any of the Fargo show. And I haven't seen any of Better Call Saul. And that show gets recommended to me all the time. Dreams and Visions, thank you so much for the Super Chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that this evening, man. Dreams and Visions says, what's a movie that you haven't seen in years? Oh, interesting. But lives rent-free in your head. Mine's Paranoid Park. I've never heard of that. Perhaps more so than Elephant. I remember Elephant. Paranoid Park, 2007. Okay, let me pull this up. I do remember Elephant. Me and my friend, the guy who I saw Revenge of the Sith with at midnight, who dressed up like Han and I dressed up like Greedo. If you have a physical copy of my book, you've seen a picture of him. Me and him used to watch movies all the time together. He'd come over to my house in like high school or right after we graduated, and we just watch movies. Elephant was one of those movies that we watched, and sometimes that will. It's funny that you mentioned that. Sometimes it does pop into my head from time to time. It's one of those that's just like so fucked up and awkward feeling, and you just so to answer your question, I would say Gummo lives rent free in my head. I guess you could say that it's on par in the same vein as like Elephant. I mean, they're not similar at all, but in the same like awkward, gross feeling that you get watching it. Gummo is one of those movies that like if you're in a weird rundown like just shitty part of town, Gummo pops into my head all the time. If we go to a call when I'm at work, if we go to a call and it's in a really rundown part of town, and we go inside the building and there's cockroaches everywhere, and like it's just people are living in squalor and it's a hoarder's house, Gummo pops into my head. Nothing new for trash like you. Gummo, I would say, to answer your question, Dreams of Vision, Gummo is that movie that lives rent-free in my head. I have not seen it since I was probably 17 years old. 20 years ago, I haven't seen that movie. But it lives there. It lives in my brain. And, so that's the movie, man. That's the movie. Paranoid Park was directed by Gus Van Sant, who directed Elephant. You could say they are companion pieces. Oh, interesting. Okay. Paranoid Park. As teenage skateboarder Alex hops a freight train with a stranger named Scratch. A security guard spots them and tries to forcibly remove them. In the scuffle, Alex strikes the guard with a skateboard, knocking him in the direction of another train, which kills him. Oh, interesting. I've never even heard of this, man. Never even heard of this. I'm going to keep this up because it sounds like something that I might enjoy. But yeah, I appreciate that, Dreams and Visions. Thank you for making me mention Gummo. If you guys haven't seen Gummo, Gummo is one of those movies that is just so fucking weird. Came out in 1997. It only has a 38% on Rotten Tomatoes. All right? Forgive me, I haven't seen it in 2 decades, okay? I haven't seen it since I was 17. But Gummo is just just Google Gummo, Gummo, and look at the images that pop up. It's just fucking weird and gross. Just weird and gross, and like it'll make you feel like you need to take a shower. So if you're in the mood for one of those types of movies, watch Gummo. My favorite TV shows growing up. So I grew up in. I was born in '86, so I grew up in the '90s. I watched a lot of those Nickelodeon shows like Hey Dude, Salute Your Shorts, Are You Afraid of the Dark? There was a bunch of shows that came out around that time period, and I watched them so much. Then I watched a lot of shows that came on like TG. I think it was called TGIF, right? And it was what was on there? Like I don't remember. It was like there were like 3 or 4 shows that would come on back to back, and they were just kind of like, I don't know, maybe Boy Meets World was on there. I don't know, but I watched a lot. When in terms of cartoons, there was like Doug or Rugrats or Ren and Stimpy, All Real Monsters. What else? What was the one with the wallaby? I think he was a wallaby. Rocko's Modern Life. Was he a wallaby? Rocko's Modern Life. Yeah, wallaby. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so if anybody out there grew up in the 90s, you know exactly all the shows that I mentioned. You know what they are. You could probably sing their theme songs, right? I watched Home Improvement a little bit. Growing up. Yep. Yeah, Troy, it's a weird movie. Watch it. Yeah, the JFO show. What's up, man? Have you seen Severance? I'd highly recommend it. Yes, I love that show. That was one that I love the twists and turns and just the overall weirdness of that show. If you guys haven't seen Severance, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. I didn't know that, Chris. The B-52s wrote the theme song to Rocko's Modern Life. I didn't know that. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Who loves orange soda? Kel loves orange soda. What was that called? All That. All That. This is all that. Oh, I'm going to have to listen to the theme song. There's no... dude... Oh, that's what I'm going to do tonight after we watch the season finale or the series finale of Succession. I'm going to turn on a YouTube playlist of 90s kids theme songs for shows. That's what I'm going to do. I never got into Power Rangers, man. I don't think I ever watched an episode or knew anything about them growing up. They might have been a little... They probably came out when I was kind of primed for it at the perfect age, but for whatever reason, I never watched it. I don't know if I was a little older than at the time when it came out to get it or enjoy it, but I don't know. Strange, I never watched it. Yeah, Ted Lasso. We watched. We haven't watched any of the latest season. We're trying to finish, all the shows that we're currently watching before we jump back into that one. So, but yeah, it's a good show for sure. Da, 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 da. No, I don't know much about soccer at all, JFO. Not at all. Booty Crumb 04. Thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Let me take a quick sip here. Booty Crumb says, hey man, don't know if you remember me from a couple nights ago. Well, I was working on my paper, but yesterday I graduated high school. Hell yeah, man. Congratulations. Did all the anxiety just immediately go away about school? And then a whole new bundle of anxiety hit you, realizing that, oh my goodness, what am I going to do now? That's what it did for me, at least. But, yeah, man, congratulations. I'm sure a lot of people here graduated this year or maybe next year or last year. It's a huge milestone. It's, most people do it, right? It might not feel like much, but it's a pivotal moment. It's a pivotal moment that you might not specifically remember the day of graduation when you're my age, 37. Like I don't remember my graduation at all, but you'll have fond memories surrounding that, and the feeling of it's either terror or excitement, right? Or maybe a mixture of both. Realizing that all the choices that you have to make now, right? But dude, congratulations. Great job. What are your plans now? I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. Yes, I'm going to college. I start in 7 days. I'm taking summer English comp. Nice, man. Nice. And, it's don't feel like, so me, it took a long time to figure out what the hell I wanted to do as a career. I didn't start this path until I was 35 with the career that I'm at right now. I'm 37 now. I started 2 years ago. It took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do. And so, if you feel like, oh my God, I need to figure out what I need to do for the rest of what am I going to do for the rest of my life? I'm 18 years old. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Look, man, don't worry about that all that much, You're still young. You'll figure it out. I'm going to say there's no rush. It's probably against the advice of a lot of other people. But there's really no rush to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life when you're 18 years old, right? Try some things. Figure out what you're passionate about, But yeah. Anyway, congratulations, man. Keep kicking ass. Work at Disney or something? Like, in what capacity, Florida Panthers? That'd be fun. I'm sure there's a lot of opportunity to move up there and whatnot. 32 here. Still don't know what I want to do. LOL. Yeah, man. That's most people, And it's okay to feel that way, right? I've chosen to go to nursing school. If I could, I'd do nothing, honestly. But it's the one thing I could enjoy doing for the rest of my life. Yeah, that's a noble career. I know the school is pretty intense. I went to EMT school in the fire academy. And for me, 4 months of EMT school, or maybe it was 5 months. 5 months? Yeah, whatever it is. It was short. Kicked my ass. I was never a good student. I don't have good study habits. I don't really know how to study, to tell you the truth. But when I went to EMT school, I spent hours in the books every night because I had to, because I don't have that brain power to retain information easily. So I buckled down. That was the hardest I've ever studied for anything in my entire life. But yeah, if that's where kind of your heart is going, do it, man. Do it. I like this song. How do you even become an Imagineer? I don't even know. What would you focus on to do that? Some kind of design work? I have no idea. Dude, I'm so excited for bed. Do you think that with the trend towards short form media, we will ever have short films as the Hollywood blockbuster norm? I wouldn't mind it. I'm telling you, man. A nice hour and... What are you considering short? I like a nice hour and a half long movie. That is the perfect time frame for me. When I see a movie that is like listed at 2.5 hours, I'm like, I just sit back and I'm like, why? Why? And most of the time, when you get like a 2.5 hour long movie, you're like, well, my biggest complaint with that movie is that it was too long, you know? So, I mean, I think we already see that with TV shows. I mean, a lot of shows are kind of going 30, like Barry, right? Barry isn't an hour and a half, episodes. Barry's like short and sweet, 30 minutes. Same with like Ted Lasso. A lot of maybe that's different now, but with the previous seasons, you know, short and sweet, to the point. Keep it tight, and I like that, you know. I like yeah, short, hour and a half long movie, sweet spot. Say what you need to say and let me go home. Yeah. Freddie, what's the best thing about being a firefighter? Why did you decide on the career? Freddie, it's something that I've always... I should have done it 10 years ago. It's something that I've literally, before I enlisted in the Navy in 2007, it's something that I thought about doing, but I never knew how to do it. I never knew what you needed to do in order to make it I had no idea what you needed, what schools and stuff like that. And in all honesty, I didn't really look into it all that much, but it was something that I you know, it's always been an idea in the back of my head that I wanted to do. It wasn't until the pandemic, when that hit, you know, I realized that I needed to pursue something that was more secure in terms of financial security. So I thought about it, and I was like, all right, my military service, you know, this career field might be a good fit. You know, all of my freelance jobs and stuff like that kind of started to fade away. You know, during the heart of the pandemic, you know, nobody really knew what the world was going to be like after. But for me, I started getting into shape. I started looking into how to you know, become a firefighter. Somebody pointed me in the right direction, so I went to EMT school. I went to the fire academy. Then I got hired on, and I like it. It can be stressful. You know, I like the hours. I know it is a struggle for my wife sometimes, but so I work 24-hour shifts. So like, let's say I didn't work today, but let's say I work today, then I would go in at like 6:30 in the morning. I'd get off at like 6:30 in the morning, and then I would have tomorrow off, and then the next day. So they call it like 24 on, 48 off. I do like that schedule. It's nice because basically every day that you work, you can consider it a weekend. And yeah, it's a rewarding career. It can be pretty rough at times, just because, you know, the things that you see and whatnot. But there's not. It's exciting. It's exciting. I'm telling you, man. There's nothing more exciting than like 2 a.m. The tones go off for a structure fire, and you run to the truck and you get your bunker gear on, and then you get to the fire. You go in, you pull lines, you put the dragon out, and then it's hard to explain. It's a very exciting. It's addictive, honestly, something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Should have done it a while ago. Trevor Denton, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Trevor says, "What's your biggest goal in life right now?" Golly. Career-wise, it's to rank up, get a promotion in the next 6 months to a year. Life-wise, I don't know. Just I don't know. I haven't really set any big goals, I guess. Just to be a good dad and make sure that my daughter is kind of on the right track. Kind of all my goals are now for her, I guess. You know? My career goals are, in a roundabout way, also financial goals to kind of provide a little more, you know. But yeah, that's really about it, Trevor. I guess, I don't know, spend more time with family, travel a bit more. But in terms of personal goals beyond career ambitions that, you know, filter into helping out the family, there's not much I have beyond that. I mean, there's silly stuff like things that I want. You know, I want a new computer. Is that a goal? No, that's just some stupid ass silly thing that I want, you know. But yeah. Fellow dad, I feel that. There you go, Trevor. There you go. You feel it, man. You feel it for sure. For sure. But yeah, Trevor, I appreciate that channel support this evening. I'm about to hop off and go crash on the couch. I'm going to pour a final glass of sangria for the evening. And yeah, my wife makes really good sangria, so she made a big-ass batch of it this morning. And I don't know if I'm going to make it for the Succession finale. I'm a sleepy boy. Dreams and Visions, thank you so much. Don't Look by Silent Partner, stream friendly. Is that the one? Oh, I think I know that one. Let me. I think I've actually. Do I have that on here? Silent Partner. I have Silent Partner Spacewalk on here. Let me look. Let me see if that's the one. Silent Partner, Don't Look. Is this the one that I'm thinking of? No, it's not. Alright, I'll add this to the playlist for sure. Silent Partner makes a song that I really like. I think it's Silent Partner. It's like a fun, upbeat. Oh, how does it go? Oh man, now I'm gonna have to try to figure out what that song is. All right, cool. I'm gonna add this to the playlist. I'll add that for sure. I think Silent Partner makes the song I'm thinking of. I'll have to figure it out. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Dreams and Visions. Alright guys, I gotta go. I'm tired. Next stream will probably be on... oh man, it'll probably be Thursday night, honestly. Oh no, I work... might be Friday night. I might do a late Friday night stream. But... yeah, anyway. Alright guys, that's it for me. I gotta get going. I'm sleepy. Alright everybody, have a fantastic... Thank you to everybody who super chatted tonight. I'm sorry the stream was so sleepy. I'm literally laying back in my chair. I don't know if you guys can even... I'm pretty far from a microphone. But, alright everybody. Thanks for the super chats this evening. Thanks for hanging out with me and keep me awake. Have a fantastic rest of your morning, your afternoon, your evening, wherever you are on planet Earth. And I will catch you on the flip side. See ya!